И всем привет, канал MitrichPlay, и мы продолжаем проходить игру The Dark Eye Demonicon. Так.
That thing wouldn't even scare a toothless granny.
Надо как-то выбираться.
Not with that. Keep looking. Finally. This'll help me smash his teeth out. Psst, listen to me.
I'm not going to talk to you, wretch.
Я герой, мой бедный отец. Кладезь звезд.
Have pity on my old father. Look at him. Does he really deserve to languish in prison? He can barely hold a sword. Is it really necessary for him to stay here?
Granted, it is unlikely that he has killed my brothers in faith. But orders are orders.
You Rondrian hypocrites, you confuse stupidity and cowardice with courage and loyalty. Anyone who lets others order him around is a coward, that's the truth. And a church where everyone throws their lives to a rutty lioness is nothing but dirt.
That is blasphemy. I will no longer tolerate your dragging Rondra's good name through the dirt.
Буде бой. Бой буде.
Oh, we're getting braver. Come on, kill a defenseless prisoner. That's sure to please your goddess.
Don't think you'll escape your just punishment that way. Here, take this sword.
Ух ты.
And now, defend yourself.
Меч дал. Еба вы лохи, а? Так, где-то тут должны быть наши шмотки. Опа, ловушки, стопудово. То есть, если так, я бы мог всего лишиться, да? Если бы я не знал. А, это ни хера. Не наши вещи. А где наши вещи? С прошлой серии мы узнали, что нас таких, как мы, всего 7 детей, наделенных какими-то силами демоническими. И мы типа горцы, если убиваешь одного, то его силы переходят к тому, кто его убил. Итак. Угу. Ну ок. Так, нам куда? Нам сюда. И походу нас ждут.
Chiron. At last. Oh, the best part is about to begin. I don't want to be late. I know. We both had to wait far too long for this. You are strong. Your gift is powerful. If the circumstances were different, you could have been the last one standing. But your path ends here. Any last words before we begin? A little greeting for Calandra, perhaps? When I see her again, I could always shove a little souvenir into her mouth. Your fingers, for example. Your tongue. Where has she taken her? Answer me, and I'll give you an hour's head start. I'm so sorry. I don't answer the defeated. Men, take him!
Иди сюда, иди сюда. На-ка. -1. Бля, кого там могли победить, а? Вы ж такие медлительные.
You useless klutz!
Это ты зря, могли бы тебе помочь они. Опа. Что-то кастует. Ох, нихера себе, я понял, что он скастовал. Эта штука замедляет нас. Еба. Да выйди нахер отсюда. Что, блядь? Много? Ебать! Ебать! Он перезарядился. А чё за нахер? Он от статуи питается, что ли? Да ну нет. Давай, стреляй, статую. Непонятно, как это работает. Опа. Куда побежал, сука? Стой. Блядь, ты видишь, что происходит? Он перезаряжается, скотобаза. Луч. Да, луч сносит статуи. Походу надо ждать, пока он все статуи снесет. Иди сюда. Опа, молодец. Заряжайся. Луч. Хорош. Одна статуя осталась. Иди сюда. Порхай, как бабочка. Жаль, как ебанашка. Так, центр. Скорей, скорей, скорей. Угу. Лупаш. Хорош. Все, хер с два ты исцелишься. Давай, до свидания.
Brother, listen to me. Tell me where Calandra is. You will find one another. Your gifts will guide you. Gamat awaits you. He cannot be the last. Do you hear me? Brother, be the strongest of the awakened. Prove the worth of our sacrifice. An answer, Falk. I need an answer. My gift. It cries out to you. The beginning of the eternal struggle. Falk, where should I go? Gamat awaits you. He cannot be the last. Not Gamat.
Ну да, горец.
Falk betrayed us. The documents you produced prove that. And the same applies to those who fought at his side. They followed the wrong path. They had to be punished.
It was an honor, Metropolitan.
Falk hoped that his lax morals would bring him enough popularity amongst the people to allow him to divide the Lioness's servants and lay hands on my office. You prevented that from coming to pass. I'll see that you're rewarded. Warren should know that the Metropolitan provides for those who serve Rondra justly.
Thank you, Your Reverence.
The Church of Rondra shares in the loss of your sister, Chiron, and yet I must ask you for your help. We now know that Falk served the unholy Azaril Crimsonweed, but the writings he left behind point the way to a man he called his brother.
Gamat. Falk spoke of him.
That's right. The mysterious man who once led the sick from Warrunk. They moved up to Clawmore. Now we have to fear for their souls.
So I'm supposed to follow the sick and save their souls. I just got out of the refugee camp. I'm lucky not to have caught the plague myself.
I cannot spare a single man until I've assured myself of their loyalty. I will conduct investigations and determine consequences. And since you have to face this on your own, I will now give you Rondra's blessing. For, as your soul is pure and God-fearing, the power of the Lioness will protect you, Chiron.
Too kind, Your Reverence, yet this is perhaps too much of an honor.
Credit where credit is due. You will receive Rondra's blessing.
Что это было? Это так благословение подействовало.
Chiron,
What happened?
consecrated ground. The Metropolitan's blessing. Rondra's presence does you harm. The goddess of war has rejected you.
I'm not a Pactera, Father. I never sold my soul.
I know, but your gift is demonic in origin. You use their power. That makes you an enemy of the 12 gods.
And yet I'm still alive.
I brought you out of the temple. The Rondrians were suspicious, but I guess they wanted to believe my lies.
А что ж ты им наплел?
What's the story on this Gamat? Falk's letters didn't say much about him.
People say he was a muddle-headed preacher who led the sick from the city a few moons ago with promises of salvation. Falk's letters suggest that the plague victims' exodus ended in the Clawmore in a village called Farnfield. He and Gamat seem to have known one another.
Why did so many of the sick follow him?
Gamat seems to have had some kind of healing artifact. He promised to heal all those who followed him.
And the authorities allowed this heresy because they were happy that the source of the plague was removing itself.
Possibly. Rika from the refugee camp may know something about the Clawmore. Apparently, her lover went with Gamad.
We know that Falk wanted to become popular in Warunk by supporting the more tolerant Rondrians. But would that really have been enough to overthrow the Metropolitan?
The necromancer in the brothel, the marriage in the old Rondra temple, the great understanding for the Warunkians' actions during the occupation, those were all symbols for the people.
Falk was supposed to prepare the ground for Azaril's religion. Freedom through pain, power through will, every human a mage. It's the kind of thing that appeals to people who have to justify themselves all the time.
The summonings were supposed to escalate the whole thing. Falk would have presented the people the culprit, and Metropolitan Yakon would have been accused of abandoning the city in its time of need.
Everything would have come down to a duel with the Metropolitan. With his gift and Azaril's magical support, Falk would have won and taken Yakon's place. Calandra and I have been able to do magic ever since our blood mixed. My power grew when I killed Falk. It was as if something had passed from him to me.
Azaril once said the 7 gifts would seek one another out when their bearers awoke. It's demonic power that works according to Borberadian rules. Blood magic. You work magic with the essence of those you hurt.
But our souls, and those of the other awakened.
I don't know, Chiron. But your blackout in the Rondra temple could be bad news.
That my soul is damned.
Maybe not. You can only enter pacts with demons of your own free will. As long as you do not do so, there is still hope. Maybe even for those whose gift has been transferred to you. But the more you give yourself to your gift, the more power the demon may have over you, and perhaps Azaril as well.
Azaril wanted Calandra to join the Bolbarad Church from the very beginning. The wedding was only a trap to force Calandra to swear an oath. But then why did Azaril and Falk make so much of a fuss about the wedding, if they wanted to kidnap Calandra and imprison us anyway?
Azaril probably originally wanted to seduce Calandra over to the Borberad Church in a gentle manner. Trapped in an unhappy marriage with Falk, it would have been easy for her to win Calandra's friendship. Azaril has her own view of freedom and free will. She may have wanted Calandra to join by her own choice. A few moons after the wedding, Azaril would have had 2 powerful agents in Warunk. They would have secretly used Falk's power over the Rondrians for their plans. Your victories over Falk and his necromancer sped things up. Azaril had to respond. She could also have decided just when to awaken Calandra's gift, at least if she had had Falk under better control. He, too, was one of those children, and could have awakened Calandra's gift as well as you.
By beating, for example. Damn, I don't want to imagine anything else.
Так вот зачем он ее бил. Думал, что надо пробудить. А она уже пробудилась.
What happened while I was unconscious?
With Falk's death, there is no longer a plague bailiff to ensure order in the refugee camp. I can't see Margrave Sumadan trusting another Rondrian with it. They're concerned with themselves at the moment. Yakon is checking his men thoroughly. Looks like there will be some duels of atonement soon.
What happened to Magus Theodore? Is he free again? After all, he helped save the city.
I saw him walking around freely, but only briefly, and then he was arrested by the guards. Seems he talked too loud again.
Of course. What else?
The Margrave was here. He didn't want to wake you, though.
Маргрейв тут был. Мэр. Ему-то что надо?
Calandra isn't my sister. That much I understand. But tell me again why you took us on as children, and why we had to flee for all those years.
Azaril, High Prophetess of the Church of Borberad, gave 7 children demonic powers at their birth. You and Calandra were 2 of the 7 awakened. I was serving Azaril at the time, and I couldn't watch her sacrifice your mothers and your souls to the demon. I interrupted the ritual. I kidnapped you both and hoped that the demonic gifts would wither. That didn't happen. Your gifts awaken when your blood mixed.
Так, ну я понял.
It's almost funny. Rondra's power drops me in my tracks, and at the same time, the head Rondrian gives me an assignment.
You're the only one Yakon can trust now. He's taking the opportunity to learn something about the sick and Falk's allies. Maybe he saw you fighting and became suspicious. Your gift isn't all that unobtrusive. And as long as he can't be sure of his own people, your power represents a risk.
Well, he's lucky that this Gamad is my only trace to Calandra. Otherwise, I could get some stupid ideas.
Good luck in the Clawmore, Chiron. Let me know if I can help, and get in touch when you're back.
Так, пум-пум-пум. Но один этот разряд отбрасывает противника. Не, ну нахер. Ледяное копье 2. Ближайшие враги также оглушены на короткой... Во, вот это вот надо. Надо. Хорош. На циферку 2 поставим.
Have you...
Мы про гамма-то не договорили.
The Clawmore. Wasn't there supposed to have been a huge Alhanian ritual site there at one time?
The Alhani originally founded Warrank and ruled pretty much this whole area. So you should definitely find some Alhanian ruins there. If they really did have a ritual site in the Clawmore, it must have been very powerful. You still hear truly wondrous things about their mages today.
Окей. Где выход? Выход. Блять, баррикады. Убрали бы уже. Чё вы, демона-то нет? Кого вы боитесь? Всех, кого надо было бояться, уже нет. А нам куда, собственно? В квартал беженцев? Надо тут побегать.
Those assholes in the guard slaughtered everyone who wanted to get the food from the armory and spread it around.
Those assholes in the guard. What's he?
Так, мать. Что у тебя есть? У тебя золота нет.
Announcement of the Metropolitan.
Greetings, Chiron. Nice to see you again.
Was a traitor.
Greetings, Rika. You
All
mentioned your
those
beloved
who
Rio,
followed him
didn't
brought
you?
shame upon themselves and
Why'd you
Rondra's
ask?
house.
Have you seen
The
him?
dumb layman
but
is
I'll be leaving for
forgiven,
Clawmore soon to find
inasmuch as
Gammat.
they were
I'm
unable
hoping
to
you can tell me
see
more
through
about the
Falk's
swamp,
lies.
Gammat, and the
The
Exodus.
following Dions,
tell you everything I
however,
know.
are
Just
challenged
ask.
by the Metropolitan himself to the third blood, that the
Can you
church
tell me more about
continue to
Clawmore?
be devoid of any
Unfortunately,
stigma.
I don't know all that much about
Hadumar
it. It's a very
of
grim
Pericum.
place at any rate.
Udalbert
The moor itself is
of
muddy and
Donnersbach.
disgusting. Beautiful plants is sure to be few and far between.
Are there any dangerous creatures there?
I've heard that it's full of giant spiders. There are even supposed to be drowned corpses and ghouls there, so be careful.
Grifax of Warehigh.
What can you tell me about Warump before the liberation?
of Gareth.
By the Dark Mother, a lot has happened since Metropolitan Yarkon and his Rondrians kicked the necromancers out. The undead dragon Razaza ruled here for many years and rebuilt the whole upper town. He is said to have had a splinter from Borbarad's demon crown. He paved the roads with skulls and built a huge golden pyramid on Moloch Mountain. People say that the dragon was killed in a battle in the west when he attacked the imperial city of Gareth. Apparently, he killed half of the Warunkians in order to raise their corpses as undead soldiers for the attack. And that was only a fraction of his army.
Here, Warunkians!
They say the city was
the
almost completely
Metropolitan has
destroyed
decreed
in the war.
that from this
Better
day
than years of
forth,
occupation like you had
whomsoever
here.
makes unfair
Over a dozen
speeches
years,
shall be
then
punished
came the
with
thunderstorm,
12
the
strokes
chariot
of
of the
cane.
goddess of war wanderer.
If they
Her
do
lightning
so
bolt must have lit
publicly,
up the whole
they will
sky.
receive 3
Then Moloch
times
Mountain
12
exploded,
strokes of the
and
whip.
debris rained down
However,
all over the city.
those found to be
Everyone thought the
obstinate
day of
and
liberation
incorrigible
Read about
will
maybe.
lose
the
their
Rondrians
tongues.
took their own sweet time about it. Long enough for the Council of Necromancers to settle in, and also for the Soul Collector.
The Soul Collector, a mighty servant of the archdemon Thargunitoth. It is said that he
People
rips
of
your soul
Warunk,
out if you get too
fear
close.
the demons.
Yes.
Young and
Renounce
a
their
strong arm.
temptations
In the
and
Middle
defy
Lands,
their
he'd still have a life
servants.
ahead of
Worse
him.
while he was
True
in power.
salvation comes
Is it true that he
solely
still
from
has the
thundering
Thargunitoth splitter
Rondra
from the
and
demon
her
crown?
No, I...
Так, ладно.
Would you do me a favour?
When I see your Rio, I'll tell him that you are waiting for him here.
Thank you. See you soon.
Этот блядский глашатый мне...
People
Young
of
and a
Warunk,
strong arm.
Yesterday, the
In the
be
cartel went out
reminded
on
that
another
every
foray.
death must be
When I saw
reported
my
to the
neighbour again later, he
Metropolitan,
had this deep cut
and
in
each
his
body
neck.
delivered
And he
unto
wasn't
the
breathing
Deots.
anymore.
Anyone who refuses to comply and...
Так, у тебя есть золото, это хорошо. Было у тебя золото. Да, экономика тут, конечно, не очень продумана. Опа, куда сержанта дели? Коллеги, мы же коллеги. Мы же тоже гвардеец.
Gods. Bullshit.
Yesterday, the cartel went out on another foray. When I saw my neighbour again later, he had this deep cut in his neck, and he wasn't breathing anymore. I'm glad to be in here. I hear people in the West Town are rotting alive. That's Chiron, the one who annihilated that shadow demon in the marketplace.
Да, делать нечего, пойдем дальше.
Chiron thought long and deep about the events on his way to the Clawmore. What did the powerful sorceress Azaril want from his sister of all people? What had Falk meant when he had spoken of the dark side of the magical gift and the awakened as he lay dying? Chiron could only find the answer in the mysterious preacher who had once led the sick and ailing from Warung and was said to reside in a village called Fernfield. A man named Gamat.
Так. Это, конечно, все хорошо. Серию будем заканчивать. Ссылка на плейлист в описании. Подписывайся на канал, ставь лайк, оставляй несколько комментариев. Все, всем пока.